I would like to show how this rotary broach that I made for the Sherline lathe is to be used and adjusted. Let's talk about how we're going to adjust it to center. It has these 4 set screws here that work much the same way the independent 4-jaw chuck works. They give you the ability to center the broach to the center of the lathe. And this is how it's done. Loosen these 2 screws. These are 5mm socket ass screws in the back. And then just put it into the tailstock. Adjust it to the center as close as you can and call it good enough. Don't go too crazy using a dial indicator. I've tried using it, but it seems to show the same results as the results that I'm achieving with mine, which is adjusted by just using the center that comes with the Sherline lathe. Let's see how we use it now. Okay, we got 5.78 in diameter. We're shooting for 3mm in diameter. So 5.78 minus 3 equals 2.78 divided by 2. So we got to move in 1.39. When we see that number in the DRO, we are done. I'll go in 1mm first, and then I'll take a final pass of 0.39. So we're at 3.75. So let's do this again. 0.75 divided by 2 makes 0.375. Let's move in by that much. Okay, this is the final pass. I'm going to thread it manually. I have a die here that I made on the Sherline lathe for 3mm. Oh, I gotta put it into a chuck, almost forgot. Anyway. This does not have the 0 Morse taper like the Broach has. And I'm just going to push it in manually, meaning the dovetail of the tailstock does not engage the bed of the lathe. Minimum speed, and just raise it up ever so slightly and it'll just go in by itself. See, I like to use my chuck key to hold the chuck steady. Stop it by hand when I see that the chuck starts to move, the drill chuck starts to move. You'll feel it. You'll know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Okay, what I have here is a blank that I'm going to be using to make a 3mm screw like this one here that I made a couple of days ago. I don't know if you see it or not. Let me get behind the camera. See, this little screw was made using the broach that I made for it. Now, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to extend it just a little bit past the jaws of the chuck. I should have left a little bit more material, but I'm just doing things by eye. I'm not measuring anything here other than the outside diameter of what the screw is going to be. Now, when I use the cutoff blade on the Sherline lathe, I always go about 400 RPM. It seems to work best. I have a mandrel that I made already on another chuck. It has an inside thread for a 3mm screw. I'm just going to use that. See, this is the blank that I just made. Let me get behind the camera, make sure it's in sight. I'm going to have to use a pair of pliers now, bear with me. And you just tighten it into the mandrel. Now I'm going to face it and turn the OD until it cleans up. Again, I'm not going to worry too much about dimensions here because I mainly want to show you how to use the rotary broach. I'm going to be using a 3mm drill bit for this operation. I will not drill a pilot hole for it because I want to make sure that I go to the correct depth, which in my case is 2.3mm. Okay, I got my 3mm bit here. Now this is the way I do it. In order to get a correct reading on the hand dial here, I zero the I don't have to zero anything. I just put it so the hand wheel is zeroed to the mark on the tailstock right here. Then I just push it manually against the work, and I just go in 2.3mm. And that's that. I did not want to put a pilot hole in there because it's very difficult to zero a drill bit manually if there's a hole already bigger than the outside diameter of this bit. I'm going to use the broach now, and I do the same thing that I did with the bit. Zero the hand dial here. Let me extend it out a little bit and get the carriage out of the way. I want to be as close as possible. Okay, I can get a little close. No, I cannot get closer. So this is as close as it gets. And again, zero the hand dial and go in 2 millimeters, 0.3, which is the depth at which we cut. Almost forgot, 400 RPM. And I went in 2 millimeters. I think I said 2.3, but I might have made a mistake. If I said that, forgive me. I went in 2 millimeters only. Now, you gotta understand that this tool does not cut. This tool shears the material off the sides of the hole and pushes it to the bottom of the hole. So, as a result of that, you'll always have some cleanup work to do. Obviously, you cannot clean up the inside of a hole manually. Now, do you remember I said that I was going to go 2.3 millimeters deep with the drill bit? That's because I want to be able to clean up the bottom of the hole with the same bit. And I will go now at a depth of 2.5 millimeters with a 3 millimeter bit. That'll clean the bottom of the hole. I'd zero the dial on the tailstock, push it in close, and just eyeball the tip of the drill to the face of the work. Just stab at it. 2.5 millimeters. Okay, now that the bottom is cleaned up, I'm going to clean the top of the hole with a 90-degree chamfering bit. And I'm just going to go by eye. When it looks clean, I'm happy and it's done. 400 RPM. And it cleaned up. Now, if I did everything correctly, a hex driver should be able to get this screw out of the mandrel. And I guarantee you that it's going to work just fine. And here's a screw. This camera does not have manual focus. I'm going to try to see if I can zoom in, but I don't know what quality. Here, see, it shows a little bit better, but it's very hard to focus a square. I'm sorry, the hexagonal shape of the hole. Anyway, this is how it's done. Thank you.